welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name is Imogen, and in today's video I'm sharing some productivity tips which do not work. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. So I'm usually talking about productivity tips that do work, and I'm telling you what to do. But in this video I'm telling you what not to do based on my personal experience. And number one is long hours, okay? You can often get more done in less time. When I put in long hours, I do it for the love of the project or because I don't have a choice. Now, either of these two motivations are valid reasons to put in long hours. Like, when I was doing my A-levels, I genuinely loved the subjects and I was actually motivated by the prospect of studying. For example, like, I get up at 5 AM and I study maths for like 3 hours before school, okay? And I did that. Like, some of the time, yeah, I didn't enjoy it and it was just a matter of self-discipline, but some of the time I genuinely did love it and I was excited to get up and do that. And that's kind of a nerd thing to say, but if you put in long hours, it must be for the love of the project or because you don't have a choice, like you're really close to the deadline, you've just got to do it until it's done. However, it is better to do shorter hours unless you love the project so much it doesn't feel like work. Longer hours in the long term kind of lead to burnout, so in the short term it might work, but in the long term probably doesn't work. Alright, number two, mind maps. I have the biggest pet peeve around mind maps, okay? I have hated mind maps for as long as I've been aware of what they were. Like, I had to use them for a while as a child and as a teenager, and not only did they annoy me, they actively failed to help me remember anything or be more productive. In fact, I would argue they made me be less productive because I was wasting time on something that did absolutely nothing for me. So my brain does not work that way. Like, a mind map to me is too messy, I can't understand it. Like, I can understand it, but I don't remember anything, and it certainly does not sort of supercharge my brain into some kind of productivity machine. So if mind maps don't work for you, okay, rest assured that you could be very successful without them, because honestly, I find the kind of level of worship that mind maps get in the productivity community kind of scary, because they are trash. Like, I hate mind maps. They are so bad. Anyway, rest assured you can be successful without mind maps. Mind maps are not everything, and sometimes they suck. Right, number three, colour coding. So this can be useful, but only in conjunction with another technique. So for example, I do colour code my calendar, but I'm using that in conjunction with time blocking, and for example, if you're colour coding your notes for revision, fine, but you also got to be combining that with active recall. Like, colour coding, it's not really going to do anything for you if you just use it in isolation. So colour coding doesn't work unless you actually combine it with different techniques. Alright, number four, schedules with no buffer or flexibility. Now, I'm a very big proponent of the give every hour a job kind of way of scheduling, and that might seem like it has no buffer or flexibility, but even my schedules where every hour has a job has some flexibility. So my single hour blocks or tasks can be like shifted around and slotted into different places in case something comes up, and obviously I plan like breaks, buffer time, rest time as well. So sometimes like that job for the hour can be to chill, okay, or to like do some laundry. So schedules with no buffer or flexibility do not work, because at the like slightest indication of a problem, your entire system is going to collapse. So you got to plan in some like buffer time, some flexibility, and be able to move tasks around in a dynamic way. Alright, number five, willpower by itself. Okay, productivity is a kind of complicated animal, and that's why I've made an entire channel about it, but your willpower is flawed, okay? Nobody has 100% perfect willpower. And I say this as someone who's like actively trying to cultivate their own willpower. Like, you need schedules and systems to ensure consistency. The human brain is flawed, your willpower is flawed, and sometimes you will have lapses in willpower and lapses in discipline, and you need to plan for yourself to kind of give you a safety net in those cases, which will nevertheless keep you on track. Okay, so willpower by itself does not work, and it will leave you feeling like a failure if you just try and rely on willpower alone without setting any systems or backups or like safety nets for productivity. And my final productivity tip that does not work is big goals without steps, okay? You have a dream but no roadmap to get there. I see this all the time. Like, people will say, oh, I want to do this, and I ask them how, and they're like, well, I don't know, I just guess it's going to happen. It is absolutely not going to happen. Like, I've wanted to say this to so many people. Like, this goal is, you are never going to achieve that unless you actually have a way to achieve it. Like, that sounds so obvious, but until you actually start planning out the steps, you realise, like, how far off you are from figuring out how to do this goal in real life. But anyway, big goals without steps do not work. The dream needs to be anchored in a step-by-step process that you can execute in an actually actionable way. You know exactly what you need to do next in order to ultimately get to the big goal. Alright, this has been productivity tips which do not work. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye!